what nobody tells you about mental health is that it's not just about being alone or being sad. It just feels like you're watching your own film, your own life, but you're not really living your life. There were days where I looked fine, I laughed, I worked, posted something funny online, but inside I felt like I was falling apart quietly. People think mental health means therapy sessions and motivation quotes, but nobody tells you about the part where you just sit in silence wondering what's wrong with you when everything around you looks fine and you just feel like you're a passenger in your own body and mind. I cannot really tell you how it feels because it's just a feeling where you're numb. You can't even look into yourself or feel your emotions. You're just lost. And at some point you just stop caring, but because you're just tired of explaining what's wrong. And it often looks like you're disappearing for a while, and I think that's just how healing often looks like. There were months where I just kept everything to myself, not because I didn't trust people. I mean, I kind of didn't trust people at that point of my life, but because I didn't have the energy to explain it anymore. Yeah, just getting pissed, I guess. Pissed off always explaining yourself and always answering the same question to people who don't even care about you. And it was always like a thing you have to do. You have to show up, you have to come to like meetups, and you have to be happy, you have to smile, and just don't talk about your feelings. Don't show emotions because when you do, you're instantly cringe or weak. You're not a man, you're not how you're supposed to be because all those guys are completely brainwashed because of social media, and that's when I realized I wasn't in the right friend group and my surroundings were bad for me. I had moments where I'd wake up, stare at the ceiling and think, what's wrong with me? I should be fine, but I wasn't. And the weirdest part is the more you try to hold it together, the less people notice that you're falling apart. And I lost myself even more. I can still think about some times where I was with my friends and I just sat there and they laughed, they talked about some things, and I honestly I didn't give a shit about what they were talking about because I was just not myself, not really feeling anything. I was completely emotionless at some point of my life, and I mean I didn't understand what was going on with my head, my thoughts, and with my life, and no one really cared about me. I mean, no one. No one really wanted to know what was going on in my life. No one spoke to me or reached out to me. They all just, yet they didn't care. It took me a while to realize that no one cared for me. At some point, I didn't have the energy to fake being happy anymore, and yeah, I just kept everything to myself. And at some point, I didn't show up anymore, and that's when I realized those were not my friends. They didn't care about me. I mean, no one really asked me how I felt. No one even reached out to me. They just accepted it and they thought that I was okay. I mean, none of those guys knew that I was in the hospital for like 2 times at that point, and no one asked how I felt or what was going on. And I honestly, at that point, realized it's not about being happy all the time. It's about allowing yourself to feel even the heavy stuff. Healing isn't a straight line. Some days you feel strong, and the next day you can barely get out of bed, and that's okay. We live in a world where everyone posts their best moments, and I get it, but no one posts the days where they can't even look at themselves. I stopped chasing this idea of being okay all the time. It's honestly just exhausting. I'd rather just be honest, not just to myself, but to you guys as well. But I've learned a lot through those tough moments, and you don't need to explain your pain to be understood. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just tired, and that's human. Healing doesn't look like smiling again. It looks like forgiving yourself for not being where you thought you'd be. And maybe that's what nobody tells you. That healing isn't loud, it's quiet, and that's okay. If you feel this too, trust me, you're not alone. And if you need some help or just someone to talk to, please let me know in the comments, and I will try my best to give you some advice, or maybe you just need to express yourself and tell someone how you feel. Thank you for your support lately, and we see us in the next one.